Do you suffer from hair loss, cold hands and feet, or unexplained fatigue? Or maybe you have an irregular period despite not meeting the criteria for PCOS. Unfortunately, these are symptoms that a lot of women deal with. And often they stem from 3 nutrients that many women are deficient in. The first one is iodine. The latest global estimate indicates that almost 2 billion people worldwide are deficient in iodine, and a large portion of these are women. It is also more common in women who are pregnant or breastfeeding, with 50% of this population being deficient in it. Now, severe iodine deficiency is easy to spot because it causes an enlargement of the thyroid gland. But even less severe deficiencies come with side effects, and it puts you at an increased risk of thyroid cancer. And because iodine levels are not routinely tested, deficiencies often go undiagnosed. Other symptoms include hair loss, dry skin, feeling cold, brain fog, fatigue, weight gain, an irregular period, and infertility. And these are symptoms that a lot of women deal with. Yes, what can I do for you? Iodine is critical, not only for our thyroid health, but also for our metabolism and for reproductive health. Now, there are a couple of reasons why so many of us are deficient in iodine. The first one is because it is depleted in our soil, the soil that our produce is grown in and that land animals graze on. So we don't get much from land-grown food. The second reason is that a lot of us don't consume enough seafood, which is rich in iodine. And the third reason is because we're exposed to toxins in our environment that block iodine absorption. The main one being flame retardants that are used in a lot of products to make them less flammable, and the other one being fluoride. So what can you do if you are deficient? Unfortunately, relying solely on salt that has added iodine isn't enough. Yes, it might be enough to prevent goiter, but not to prevent deficiency, full stop. You need to add more iodine-rich food into your diet and potentially supplement. Kelp and seaweed are the most potent form of iodine we can get in through our diet. You can get up to 7,000 micrograms per 100 gram serve. So any of those seaweed snacks you see at the store, these can be a really good option. Just make sure the ingredients are only seaweed and salt and that they don't have any added vegetable oil. Beyond that, oily fish such as salmon, mackerel, sardines, they all contain about 50 micrograms per 100 grams. Milk has about 25 to 50 micrograms. Cheese has just under 40. Egg yolks are another option with about 25 micrograms. And some nuts have a little bit as well. Now, to put this into context, the RDA for iodine is 150 micrograms. But remember that this is the bare minimum to prevent deficiency. Most women only get between 30 to 70 micrograms per day. So really, the best thing you can do is to eat more seafood. Now, if you're in Australia, I recommend buying from Butchercrowd because all of their seafood is wild caught from right here in Australia, with the exception of the salmon, which comes from Alaska because there isn't any wild salmon here in Australia. Butchercrowd sources to ensure top quality, and this means their foods are going to be richer in nutrients, including iodine. Farm seafood is going to be lower. I'll put the link in the description box down below if you want to check out their seafood. While food is the best option, even if you are prioritizing seafood, it still can be difficult for women to meet the RDA. And even more so if you don't like seafood. In this scenario, supplementing might be necessary. Supplementing is always recommended for those who are planning a pregnancy, who are currently pregnant, or who are breastfeeding. This is because their need for nutrients is higher. I'll put the link to the one I personally use in the description box down below. It comes in liquid form and with a dropper. 2 drops in water a day is the general recommended dose. The next nutrient you are likely deficient in is iron. The World Health Organization estimates that 30% of women worldwide are iron deficient. But some data suggests that this number could be much higher, and it becomes even more common when women are pregnant. Symptoms include brittle nails, cold hands and feet, fatigue, pale or yellow skin, restless leg syndrome, and cravings for ice. That last one is very specific, but I know so many women who have experienced it. Now, again, there are a couple reasons why so many women are deficient in iron. The first is because we lose blood every month during menstruation, and with this, we lose iron. And the second is because most of us have been conditioned to believe that the most iron-rich foods are bad for us. And I'm talking about red meat. The iron in vegetables and nuts, seeds, other plant products that we often hear are high in iron, this iron is not the same as the iron that you get from animal products. It isn't absorbed by the body as easily. If you're relying on spinach as your source of iron, then you're going to be deficient. The RDA for women of reproductive age is 18 micrograms per day. And it's lower for women who are postmenopausal because they aren't losing iron each month during menstruation. However, the average iron intake is only 12 micrograms per day, which is why so many of us are deficient. The best food you can eat to get your iron up is beef liver, or a beef liver supplement. 100 grams of liver has 17 micrograms of easily absorbable iron. So even just a tiny piece every day can help you to hit the RDA. And remember, the RDA is the minimum to not be deficient. Beyond liver, other cuts of red muscle meat are the next best option. Beef has around 3 grams per 100 grams, lamb about 2, and pork, chicken, and turkey about 1. So you can see why red meat is so important here. And I promise you, the information you've been fed about red meat being unhealthy, it's not true. It is extremely nutritious and it doesn't increase your disease risk. Now, if you really can't get enough from food, then like I said earlier, a beef liver supplement is another option. Iron tablets, yeah, they can work for some. However, they aren't always as effective as whole foods, and they do come with side effects. So my number one recommendation if you're low in iron is to try to get as much as you can from food. So circling back to Butcher Crowd, not only do they offer wild seafood, but they also have 100% grass-fed and finished beef and lamb. And this is going to be richer in iron than conventional red meat. If you still can't get enough iron in, then number 2 is to use a liver supplement. And if that's not working, then iron tablets might be necessary. Now, the final nutrient that a lot of women are deficient in is magnesium. A 2018 study done on 11 seemingly healthy women found that 10 of them were deficient in magnesium. And again, this is because our soil is so depleted. We used to get more magnesium from our food, and now it's simply not there. Symptoms of a magnesium deficiency include numbness in hands and feet, muscle cramps, fatigue, anxiety, and depression. The RDA for magnesium for women is 310 milligrams per day. And look, I'm going to be real with you here. This RDA is really hard to meet with food alone. Especially if you exercise a lot or if you live in a hot climate, you're going to be losing even more magnesium through sweat. Most women get closer to 200 milligrams per day. Top sources include various nuts and seeds, with pumpkin seeds topping the list. You can get 500 milligrams from 100 grams of pumpkin seeds. Beyond that, almonds and cashews have about 200 milligrams. Spinach has 70, dark chocolate has 60, and avocados 25. So if there was any one supplement that women should be supplementing, it's magnesium. And once again, I'll link to some of my favorite options down below. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think you're deficient in any of these nutrients? Are you going to add any of these foods to your diet after watching this video? Let me know in the comment section down below. I love chatting with you guys there, and I will see you next time. Bye.